Hello everybody, Fear here, and I just wanted to give a quick and easy basic rundown on what you can do to help out the guild. It doesn't take but a few minutes every day to help out the guild, and in return you get great buffs and you get plenty of chests. Alright, to start this off, the first thing you want to do is, up on the top center you see a banner that says Order, right below where it says Guild Hall. Click that. This is all the guild buffs. Everybody in the guild gets this buff. So make sure, if you look down on the bottom, you see where it says checked in. Every day, make sure you check into each buff. And this will keep our buffs at a maximum level. Everything else that retains to getting the buffs, you know, all the guild admins, we will take care of that. Make sure we keep those buffs on and going at all time. The next thing, right below that, you see a statue where it says raid. Click that. Make sure you do your daily raids. Alright, so I have 0 attempts remaining, as you see on the bottom right underneath Blitz. The first thing you want to do is you got to challenge them the first time. And then after that, you can hit that Blitz button, and Blitz is just an auto feature. So when you do challenge them, unfortunately it's not going to let me go in there because I don't have any attempts left, you don't need a tank for these guys. They don't hit hard at all. You could just run in there with straight damagers. Don't use healers. Don't worry about, you know, the Lumas or any of those. Don't worry about tanks. Just straight your best damagers. Put them in there. You shouldn't have any issue whatsoever. And then after the first time, if you like the results, hit Blitz, and it pretty much just rinse and repeats it. All right, so once you do those two, the main things you got to do every day is done. That's simple. Doesn't take long at all. Some other perks I want to point out for the guild. You can click your chests. Make sure you claim your chests. Rare chests are chests that are gained from players who spend. So whenever anybody in the guild spends money, everybody in the guild gets a chest. And the chest depends on how much they spent. Common chest comes from raids. This is why raiding helps, because everybody gets chests for that. All right. Deviation you don't have to worry about. That's for grandmasters of the guild only. But what deviation is, just so everybody is aware of, is where you can actually create items using guild currency to put in the auction house. So we will click auction house on the right hand side, and these items that are in there came from deviation. I know this stuff looks a little expensive. In reality, it's not that bad. It's not your best prices in the game, but they are discounted over regular market prices for these items. It's about 50% off, especially if you get the bid. If you click the buy now, it's only slightly discounted. If you do the bid, it's about 50% discounted from normal market price. And this here will just tell you who won what item. All right, so another thing about the guild auction is the guild gets a little bit of that money that's put into the auction as guild funds. If you look right up top there, you see where our guild funds are. We actually got quite a bit, far more guild funds than what we can ever use, but still. Next is Vault. Vault is chests that we get from raid. Once again, why raid's so valuable. So if you see here, for example, we have a reserved quantity of WUMP. There's 4 people in the queue. I personally don't queue up because I don't need it, but I do want members to get these queues. So I stay out of them and let you guys get the maximum rewards that we can get. But as we get the chests, you know, this first one's going to go to Cenephane. The next one's going to go to Talus, and so on. So the chest goes in the order of the queue. When Cenephane gets his, he'll get removed from the queue, and Talus will move up to number 1. And then as we get one, Talus will get it. You know, and that goes on. And there's different loot. The only real difference between the loot is what 3-star that you get. You know, if you need any of these 3 stars, these are great for ascensions. So feel free to take advantage of that perk. Management, you know, there's not a whole lot to management for regular members. But if you just want to see who's online, you can see who's online, who's offline. You can also see their contribution, you know, how much they contributed to the guild thus far. And believe it or not, this is how the guild is going to determine how active you are. You know, for example, Mal in Boston has only 500 guild points. That will either tell us, 1, he's inactive, or 2, he's brand new to the guild and it just started. 500 is a pretty low number. That would mean they would be on their first day. If in a day or 2 we still see him there at that 500, safe to say he's inactive, or at least he's not contributing to the guild. So, you know, if they're not contributing to the guild, nobody's benefiting from them being a member. So all we're really asking for, we don't care how strong you are, whether you're a paid player or a free player, it doesn't matter to us. We just want you to do those 5-minute things I showed you at the very beginning of this video, which is the check-ins and the raids. If you do both, the check-ins alone will give you 500 coins in contribution. And it's not only just that, but you also get a benefit in the store. In the guild store tab down at the bottom, that's where you spend the currency. As you can see, I got quite a bit of currency saved up. I got 3,600. Not an enormous amount, but you know, I could buy some things, you know, so it's more free items for you. So there's a lot of benefits to the guild, especially if you're actively contributing. All right, guys, I hope this video helped you out. And if you have any questions, as always, just ask away.